Hi there. It's April 25th and time for Proverbs 25. These are, for the next 4 chapters, these are more Proverbs of Solomon. Verse 1 says, These are more Proverbs of Solomon compiled by the men of Hezekiah, king of Judah. Okay. They put these down. Many of them we've heard before. Okay. So let's check these out. It is the glory of God to conceal a matter. To search out a matter is the glory of kings. As the heavens are high and the earth is deep, so the hearts of kings are unsearchable. Never had a king. Right. Will remove the dross from silver, and a silversmith can produce a vessel. Remove wicked officials from the king's presence, and his throne will be established through righteousness. Right. Good stuff. And how do you do that? You got to heat it up to the point where it melts and all the impurities float to the top, and you scrape them off and throw them away. You do that with officials, right? 6, do not exalt yourself in the king's presence, and do not claim a place among his great men. It is better for him to say to you, Come up here, than for him to humiliate you before his nobles. That's interesting. We're going to highlight that. Just because. Break for 1 second. Okay. So I noticed something in our afternoon study. We're studying the New Testament. And I'll read this again. Do not exalt yourself in the king's presence. Do not claim a place among his great men. It is better for him to say to you, Come up here, than for him to humiliate you before his nobles. Right? And Solomon said this earlier. But this is Luke 14, Jesus speaking, right? And this just proves how much Jesus actually knew. I mean, he knew the scriptures. This is about Jesus. When he noticed how the guests picked the places of honor at the table, he told them this parable. Right? When someone invites you to a wedding feast, do not take the place of honor for a person more distinguished than you may have been invited. If so, the host who invited both of you will come and say to you, Give this person your seat. Then, humiliated, you will have to take the least important place. But when you are invited, take the lowest place, so that when your host comes, he will say to your friend to move up to a better place. Then you will be honored in the presence of all the other guests. For those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. Okay? And that's Jesus speaking about this. Do not exalt yourself in the king's presence, and do not claim a place among his great men. It is better for him to say to you, Come up here, than for him to humiliate you before his nobles. Okay? And I've noticed a lot of Jesus' parables are echoing old Proverbs. Just an interesting correlation there, right? Okay, 8. What you have seen with your eyes, do not bring hastily to court for that. For what will you do in the end if your neighbor puts you to shame? Right? Don't needlessly sue people, but they do anyways, don't they? 9. If you take your neighbor to court, do not betray another's confidence, or the one who hears it may shame you, and the charge against you will stand. 11. Like apples of gold in settings of silver is a ruling rightly given. Like an earring of gold or an ornament of fine gold is the rebuke of a wise judge to a listening ear. Right? Right. Listen to instruction. Right? 13. Like a snow-cooled drink at harvest time. Interesting. Is a trustworthy messenger to the one who sends him. He refreshes the spirit of his master. Like clouds and wind without rain is one who boasts of gifts never given. Lots of that, huh? Especially in politics, right? Gifts never given. We're working on it. Through patience, a ruler can be persuaded, and a gentle tongue can break a bone. That's an important one. A gentle tongue can break a bone. Words are the most powerful things you have. I should only say kind things, right? 16, if you find honey, eat just enough. Too much of it, and you will vomit. 17, seldom set foot in your neighbor's house. Too much of you, and they will hate you. Don't wear out your welcome, right? 18, like a club or a sword or a sharp arrow is one who gives false testimony against a neighbor. Like a broken tooth or a lame foot is reliance on the unfaithful in a time of trouble. Like one who takes away a garment on a cold day, or like vinegar poured on a wound, is one who sings songs to a heavy heart. All good stuff. Right? We talked about these in depth when Solomon wrote them. Yeah. You could make a conversation out of any of these three. Right? 21, if your enemy is hungry, give him food to eat. If he's thirsty, give him water to drink. In doing this, you will heap burning coals on his head, and the Lord will reward you. Okay? We remember Jesus talking about this too, right? Love your enemy. He said that. He said that. 23, like a north wind that brings unexpected rain, is a sly tongue which provokes a horrified look. A sly tongue which provokes a horrified look. That's interesting. An angry countenance, the slandering tongue. Gossip, right? Keep your mouth shut. 24, better to live on the corner of a roof than share a house with a quarrelsome wife. More of Solomon's marital problems, right? 25, like cold water to a weary soul is good news from a distant land. We could use that, huh? Like a muddied spring or a polluted well are the righteous who give way to the wicked. Boy, that's for sure. Is that going on now? You don't have to look far to see this happening. 27, it's not good to eat too much honey, nor is it honorable to search out matters that are too deep. Ever so to search their own glory is not glory. That's what most of them say. Pride, boasting, pride. It's a little more than just, search out matters that are too deep. It is searching for your own glory. That is not glory. That's pride. Okay. That could be a lot better. 28, like a city whose walls are broken through is a person who lacks self-control. Man that refraineth not his appetite is like a city which is broken down and without walls. Yes. Crazy, huh? Well, there you go. That's Proverbs 25, in the beginning of Solomon's Proverbs that King Hezekiah's men copied down in their studies, right? Not a lot highlighted in here. I mean, we highlighted this just because, do not exalt yourself in the king's presence and not claim a place among his great men. It is better for him to say to you, come up here, than for him to humiliate you before his nobles. And Solomon said this too earlier in the Proverbs. But it's interesting that Jesus made a parable out of it, right? Right? When someone invites you to a wedding feast, do not take the place of honor, for a person more distinguished than you may have been invited. If so, the host who invited both of you will come and say to you, give this person your seat. Then humiliated, you will have to take the least important place. But when you are invited, take the lowest place, so that when your host comes, he will say to you, friend, move up to a better place. Then you will be honored in the presence of all other guests. Right? There you go. And to sum it up, for all those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. Good stuff. Very important line here. A gentle tongue can break a bone. Right? A soft tongue breaketh the bones over here. Get that note. My mouse is being terrible today. That is the heart that is bent to anger. This 21 and 22 is highlighted. If your enemy is hungry, give him food to eat. If he's thirsty, give him water to drink. In doing this, you will heap burning coals on his head, and the Lord will reward you. Right? You're supposed to hate your enemies, but if you do something good for them, it confuses them. I hate this person, but I'm starving, and they're feeding me. Shame, right? Shame. So, there you go. That was a simple study. These will go quicker because, the next 4 chapters is just Hezekiah's. So they copied stuff that we've read before. So, 25. And so we'll continue this. Stay tuned later today. We are in, I think, Luke 18 or something like that. I don't know what day we're in. Kind of early yet, huh? We can check real quick. 115. We're in day 115. So, stay tuned for that. Give us a like if you think about it. But until next time, we'll continue. See ya.